Welcome to part 2 of my Q&A video special. I think I found where I got up to last time. There were a lot of questions, and I gotta again thank you to everyone who, even if you didn't ask a question, you commented on the video. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all the congrats. We're gonna crack on. The last question I answered, or attempted to answer, was what is the meaning of life? So we are going to crack on, playing with Story 247. Congratulations, Mage. I'm so happy for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Gymtopia. Congratulations on hitting 30,127 subscribers. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it, man. Vice Rogue 13 says, first actual question of the video, what old game do you wish would get a remaster or remake other than FF9? I mean, I could answer this in a million different ways, because there's so many games. There's so many great games that I think either deserve to be seen by a bigger audience, a more modern audience, or are just really, really damn good games that I think, you know, would benefit from a bit of a polish. I'm gonna go with Prisoner of War, which I've done a playthrough on my channel. Many of you actually found me through that playthrough somehow. It's also 5 in the morning, by the way, so please forgive how tired I look. I have just woken up, and I had the motivation to do this. So yeah, Prisoner of War, if you don't know, is like a World War II Prisoner of War sim, where you've got like a routine to follow, and you've got to make plans to escape, and there is a story to it as well, and some of the best motion capture ever in a video game. It's really bad. It's really bad. Phenomenal characters. He's become like one of the channel's mascots. Wing Commander James Temple Smithson. I would love to see that just remastered on a modern system. But going further, I would love that kind of game to be remade or reimagined and just expanded upon, because you could do so many cool things with today's technology, set in, you know, a series of camps where you've got to, you know, make plans, sneak in contraband, you know, put one over on the guards, and develop relationships with your fellow prisoners, and maybe some of them might not make it depending on your actions. There's just limitless potential in that formula. I would love to see that in a modern game. So I'm probably going to go with that one on that. I mean, there's many others I could choose, obviously. Vagrant Story, I think, is one that deserves a remaster as well. And, yeah, there's too many to list, but those two are the ones that spring to mind. Thank you for the question. That was a very good question. I am recording, aren't I? Yes, I am. Jolly good. Also, by the by, completely irrelevant. For some reason, very MGS branded today. Just had a hot chocolate. It was lovely. It was lovely. Right. Mr. Xenomorph123. Congrats on the 30k, Mage. If you were to go on your own Dragon Quest adventure and pick 4 companions from the franchise to accompany you, who would you pick? Well, the first couple are very easy to choose. Yangus is number 1. Yangus, front and center. And I'm gonna include Trode as well, because I think him and Trode work really well together. Even if Trode isn't technically a combat party member, he's a very important character in Dragon Quest. So Trode and Yangus. And then it's probably going to be just mostly the cast from 11. So Veronica's going to be there. And probably... Oh, I can only pick 4. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay, right. Well, let's just pretend. Let's cheese this a little bit and pretend that Trode isn't actually a party member. He's just along. He's a guest. Okay, he's a guest. So I'm going to pick Yangus, Veronica, Sylvando, and Hendrik. Yeah, I'm going. I mean, I'd like Jade as well, though. I love Jade and Jessica. This is a difficult question. this is a very difficult question, but Yangus is going, okay, and Trode, okay. I'm gonna go with those. I may change my mind. Okay, we'll swap. You know what? We'll swap Sylv, because at the moment Veronica's the only girl. We'll go with Yangus, Veronica, Jade, Hendrik. I'm sticking with that. Thank you for the question. Mershell 9778. My FF9 partner in crime asks appropriately, who is in your final party in FF9? Well, it changes all the bloody time, but we all know who's not in it. Amaranth. He's not in my final party, even though he's actually annoyingly good to use. No, my final party is, well, Zidane, VV. And I think Garnet and Steiner, the original, you know, the core four, if you're a Scream fan. I've got to go with those, just because you have the most time with them. And, I mean, VV's getting in there anyway. Doesn't matter even if he was in it for like 2 seconds. VV's going in there. Now, the thing is, though, Garnet is very good at summoning. Not so great with the white magic side of things. So maybe Eiko would creep in there. And I really do like Freya as well. She's got some really kick-ass abilities. As does Quina. But I think I'm going with that. I'm going with the core four. Thank you for the question, Mush. Appreciate it. Vinny... Oh my gosh. Vinny Amsterdam? I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was terrible. 700. What is your most feared boss fight and why? Ooh, there's so many to choose from. So many. Ooh. I mean, in recent year, well, in the past year or so, it's probably Melania and frickin' Elden Ring. Terrifying. But no, I'm trying to think of a less recent one. Oh, there's so many though. There's so many. Most feared boss fight. Well, as a kid, I feared the second Vulcan Raven fight in MGS1. Just because you're constantly being chased by a hulk of a man with a bloody anti-air gun strapped to his back. And when he gets desperate and you just hear him breathing, like chasing you, oh man, that's that. Even to this day, that stresses me out. I don't know if it's my most feared, but it's one that sticks in my mind as being particularly... I'm sure there's so many... I mean, there's got to be like at least 40 Dark Souls bosses that could count towards that. And Bloodborne as well. Oh... Most feared. This is a bit of a joke answer as well. Bed of Chaos. I don't fear it because it's scary. I fear it because it's just the most broken piece of shit I've ever played. Bed of Chaos fucking sucks. So maybe that one as well. I dread having to do that every time I go through Dark Souls 1. It's the bloody worst. So maybe those. I don't know if that's a good enough answer, but thank you very much. Vinny. You guys? Question mark? How would you rank the Dragon Quest games you've played? Ooh, okay. So going from least favorite to favorite. I don't like saying worst to best because, while technically that is true, that implies to me that like the ones at the bottom of the list are bad games. I don't believe that. So from least favorite to favorite, Dragon Quest 1. It's just so basic. It's where it all started. You know, you can't fault it for that. But there's really nothing to it, and I don't think I would ever replay it because I just don't find that much. There's not much substance to it. And then Dragon Quest 2 for similar reasons, although it is definitely a step up from 1 in terms of having party members and like a more fleshed out story. After 2, I would probably say 6, just because while that game's very ambitious, I feel like it didn't quite nail it. It confused me more than anything a lot of the time. And it had some great characters in it, but none, like, I feel like quite weak compared to some of the other games. So I'm going to go with 6 on that one. Then after that, I'd probably say 4. Similar kind of thing. It feels very basic. Some great characters. The overall story, I can't say I found that memorable. I love some of the characters though, like Elena and things like that. And it was kind of cool splitting it up into chapters and then having all the characters combine. That was kind of interesting. So 4 would probably be next. Then I'm gonna say 9. A lot of people love 9, and 9 is very good. I just miss the strong party member aspect of Dragon Quest in that game, because you make your own characters in it, so they're not really characters, you know? You rely more on the supporting cast and the NPCs you run into in Dragon Quest 9. Dragon Quest 9 absolutely succeeds and excels in the gameplay. All the jobs and things like that. It's a phenomenal game, and I really do think it would another game that would really benefit from a remaster, going back to a previous question. So yeah, 9's probably then, after that, then 5. Then I'd say 5, because 5 was phenomenal. Great story, great concept. Just, yeah, 5 was amazing. Then it's 11. 11 is just one of the greatest modern RPGs ever made. And just replaying through it again recently with the All Draconian quest run, it really, really opened my eyes to how deep that game is and just how well designed it is. Just so good, so good. And then 8. 8's my favorite, and I don't think any Dragon Quest game will ever top 8 for me, just because of nostalgia and the fact that I just think it is one of the greatest games ever made. It's nearly flawless. In fact, I'm trying to think of a flaw with it. I mean, a couple of things were corrected with the 3DS version. Quality of life stuff. 8 is just peak. That's what I think of when I think of a JRPG. Just going on an adventure with colourful characters, humour, heart. It's got everything. So 8 is my number 1. And I'm not including any like spin-offs in that because I haven't played that many. But yeah, we'll see how 3 and 7 factor into that one day. So thank you very much for the question. There might be a part 3 to this because I've still got so many to do. Like, holy shit, I've got so many questions still. Powerhouse Miniatures, hello. Mate, I'm listening to this video on the exact same headphones. Yeah! Totally deserve it every bit. Here's my question. In hindsight, are you absolutely chuffed that you decided to go full-time as a creator and have this kind of success? What are you most proud of on the channel? Which game brings... Oh my gosh. Lots of questions here. Right. We'll start from the beginning. Am I chuffed that I decided to go full-time as a creator? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the best thing I've ever done. Because I was so... For those who don't know, I worked at my local council since I was 16 for about 10 years. And by the end of it, well, I'm glad I did it because I learned a lot and gained a lot of life experience. By the end of it, my mental health was in the toilet. I was miserable. And I've been quite open. My mental health is something that I've struggled with my whole life. But that didn't help at all. And so, luckily... my mum, who I still live with, because I can't afford to move out. I really can't. She was very supportive and was like, if you're not going to go get another job, and you want to give this YouTube thing a proper go, because I've been doing it for many years by this point anyway, as a hobby, and was really bad at it. Let's be honest. And she was very supportive and said, if this is what you want to do, give it a go. And it's taken a long time still. Like, I left my job in 2017, and by that point, I think I had probably about 5,000 subscribers, 5 or 6, which again had taken me at that point a good 7 years to amass. So fair old while. And so, yeah, I quit my job, and put it this way, I've not had to get another job thanks to you guys for watching my stuff. And especially those who actually, support me monetarily, like people who subscribe to my Twitch and people who are YouTube members, or they just freaking donate. That helps me massively. You have no idea. Like, I depend on that income, and while I feel really shitty about it, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I really don't think that what I do is worth that. I'm just happy that people watch the things. It's definitely improved my quality of life. Being able to be my own boss, not have to worry and deal with the crap that I dealt with. I mean, not saying it's easy, and I really don't want to give that impression, because boy is it tough sometimes, and it's a constant struggle when you're self-employed. I'm sure many of you will understand. You're always worrying about the money side of things, which does take away from the fun of this. Sometimes it does. You can't get away from it. But luckily, the fun always wins out in the end. Like, I've taken some breaks from this, and some days I'm just not feeling it, but that need to come back and keep doing it always surfaces again. It may take a week or two sometimes when I'm really struggling mentally and just like, oh, am I cut out for this? Because you look at your growth and you think, oh, am I stagnating? Are people getting bored? And that's my greatest fear, is that people get bored, or, I'll just fade into the background. And because, I've been around for a very long time now, and while I think a lot of my audience are more recent, it's still a concern to me that people will just be like, you know what? And that's the thing. I've got to accept that there's just so much out there for people to watch. People are going to move on. That's life. I've watched many YouTube channels over the years that I don't watch anymore. That's just the way it goes. But hopefully, if we can continue to grow the channel, there's always going to be people enjoying the videos that I put out, and that's my hope. So to answer your question in a really roundabout way, I never anticipated I'd get this big, ever, and Dragon Quest XI is a big part of that. But I just try and keep getting better at it, and hopefully bring more and more people in, and hopefully keep the people that are here, you guys, happy with what I'm doing. But I also have to make sure I'm happy, first and foremost. And that's something that in the last year or so I've actually come to realize, that I can't just make videos for people. I can't just play a game because I think, oh, people will really enjoy me playing that game. I need to make sure I'm enjoying it as well. So hopefully going forward, life's full of that, isn't it? Learning from your mistakes, and things change, But yeah, I love doing this. I hope I can do this for the rest of my life. Whether or not that's feasible, I don't know. You don't know what's around the corner. But you guys, I want you to know, you really do you get me out of bed. You really do. I dread to think the state I would be in if I didn't have this. You know what I mean? Like, that is just not worth thinking about. I genuinely might not be here, put it that way. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Next question. What are you most proud of on the channel? Well, pretty much just the community and you guys. I think we've got a really nice, fairly tight-knit community, especially considering, as I get bigger, I always do worry about losing that connection with people. But yeah, I think that's probably what I'm most proud of. And also, really, this is the only thing that I've stuck with for this long. Like, not even close. Nothing else has kept my interest this long. So I guess I'm proud of that, because I am notoriously easily bored by anything. Like, even playing a game that I'm really enjoying. I will get bored of it eventually if I don't take breaks or do other things. So it is crazy to think that I've kept this up. Like, averaging at least a video a day for the last God knows how many years is nuts to me. And again, it's a big thank you. You know, it's because of you guys keep watching my stuff. You know, so I'd say that's the community is the thing I'm most proud of. Which game? God, this is so soppy, isn't it? Fucking hell, gosh. Which game brings you the most joy, and why is it Final Fantasy IX? Because it's Final Fantasy IX. Thank you very much, Powerhouse, and I'm really glad you enjoy your limited edition FF16 headset. Eli, how many mages could a mage masher mash if a mage masher could mash mages? One for the philosophers. One for the philosophers. Now I'm going to butcher this name. It's JGHOD net. Jodnet? I'm so sorry. You're a very frequent commenter, and I butcher your name all the time. What was the moment you realized you were going bald like? It was a very gradual thing. It didn't just happen. I started losing my hair started thinning when I was about 20. So I was really young. And it was only until I think I was about 23 when it was getting bad. Like, I looked a lot older than I really did because it was just going so quickly. And so by the time I think I was 25 or 26, I just decided to just shave it. And that's one of the best things I've ever done as well. But yeah, it was a very gradual thing. And, you know, my dad lost his hair a little bit later on in life than I did, but it's hereditary. And it sucks. I'm going to be honest. I wish I did have a full head of hair. You know, maybe one day if I make it big, I'll make those big bucks and get a hair transplant or something. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just hair, isn't it? It's a very, in the grand scheme of things, pretty insignificant. And I wear hats all the time anyway, so. But yeah, that was, it was a long process of like, am I? Oh, I am. Oh, that sucks. Especially when you're like the only one in your friend group that's happened to. Still, like it's crazy how genetics, you know, some people win the lottery, some don't. Sadly, I just think my genetics are a bit trash. But thank you for the question. 13 Beto Sensei. I don't know if I can ask 2 questions, but here goes. Yeah, I didn't put a limit on the number of questions. People freaking ask away. Favorite movie or movies? So many. The Dark Knight trilogy. Absolute favorite trilogy of films. Incredibly important to me. Huge Batman fan. Oh my god, I saw Batman Begins twice in cinemas. I saw Dark Knight 4 times, and I saw Dark Knight Rises 6 times. Bloody love them. Some of the favorites of mine, I really like Heat. I really like Collateral, Last Samurai, Gladiator. I really like my thrillers as well. Like, I really like Seven, Usual Suspects, Saw. I'm trying to think of maybe more light-hearted movies that I really like as well. Comedies. Big Lebowski. That's one of my favorites. Love Big Lebowski. So many. Yeah, but those are some that spring to mind immediately. The Shining. That's one of my all-time favorites as well. Any other activities, hobbies you like to do besides gaming? This is one area of my life that I really need to improve on, because gaming really is, and has been for most of my life, the only real thing I've had interest in. I do like playing some pool. I'm okay at it. What else do I like? I mean, yeah, movies. Movies has always been something I love. Although, I need to watch more. I've definitely, the last 5 years, not watched nearly as many movies as I used to. Yeah, that's one thing I need to really find something else, because that's the problem. When I do feel a bit burnt out with my YouTube stuff, I usually game to relax, but I'm still doing the same thing I do for YouTube, which is gaming. and that can not help the recovery process, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, if anyone has any suggestions, I'm all ears. There must be something else. There must be something else. No, I really can't think of anything. Thank you very much for the questions. The Nakodo, congrats, Mage. Thank you very much. Are you thinking about doing an LP of Danganronpa 2? I absolutely am, and I will be starting it once I finish RE4. First game was one of my favorite LPs of yours that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of them over the years. Well, thank you very much. Any plans to speedrun stream against Mersh? We will definitely be doing another race at some point. We're thinking maybe FF7. That's going to happen. We're going to do more stuff because I love streaming with Mersh. So much fun. But yeah, definitely Danganronpa 2 is going to happen. I loved the first game, and yeah, for some reason, people really enjoyed my playthrough of it. So we're going to do 2 and 3 eventually. Thank you, Nakodo. Chris is joking. Congrats once again on 30k, Mage. You are awesome. Thank you very much. I mean, I disagree, but thank you. My question, with FF7 Rebirth coming up, if you could have one piece of materia to equip in real life, what would it be? Oh, this is a great question. Either actual materia from the game, or if you could create your own brand new materia. Okay. Oh, man. I mean, it would probably be a summon materia. It'd be like Bahamut Zero or something, probably. Just being able to summon that whenever you want, whenever you're in a pinch. Be kind of great. I'm trying to think if I could make my own materia, what would it be? That is a tough one. That is a tough one. I think it'd probably just end up being like a superpower kind of thing, like invisibility or something like that. I'm trying to think of any other materials in the game that I would like. Yeah, it'd probably just be a summon materia, or like haste. Haste would be pretty useful. Yeah, haste would be really good. Just be super quick everywhere. I feel like I've not done this question justice. It's a very good question. But yeah, that's what. Mimic. Oh, mimic. Because you could see someone do like a really, really difficult skill, like a specialized skill. You use your mimic materia and then you can do it. Imagine being able to replicate anything perfectly. I'd go for the mime / mimic materia. That's what I would do. That's what yeah. Thank you very much. Very good question. Audio Jack, you know that it's literally only surreal to you that we hit this milestone, right? You deserve all the views and subs and visibility you can get. Take care. Well, thank you very much. I still think that my my channel pales in comparison to thousands, if not millions of others, but I'm pretty chuffed that we've got this far. Surge9786, Grats Mage, thank you. Ned, congrats Mage, may there be many more subs, thank you, man. Do you have Let's Play series, recent or not recent, that you are particularly proud of? The Danganronpa, probably, is right up there. I'm always proud of Dragon Quest XI, because that was just huge for me. And some of, yeah, I think I've answered this before, actually, but more recent. I'm quite happy with my Link to the Past, because it was a very difficult game, and it was completely new to me, and I struggled at times with that game, but I did it, and hopefully it was entertaining. Yeah, I'm pretty glad I played through that, so I'd probably go with that one as well, even though, again, I know I obsess about my audio quality, because I constantly tweak my microphones and things like that. You watch that series, and the sound of my voice changes constantly because I was just experimenting the whole way through that. But I still really hope those videos are decent. Marshall Gary, thank you very much for the congrats on the 30k. Oh my god, Chriseraw? I'm probably saying that so wrong. 95 post game for Dragon Quest Draconian Rules seems good option for celebrating this milestone. Never say never, but I am definitely taking a very long break from any kind of Draconian Quest run challenge because that was brutal. Took a lot of mental resources, but I'm really glad people enjoyed it. Get Good Kid 4192 asks, are you ever going to go back and play the old Harry Potter games on your channel? Probably not. Probably not. I feel like I've done as much as I can on those. Maybe one day I'd redo the first one, but I did stream it like a couple of years ago again anyway. Especially those first two games are very special to me, very nostalgic, so never say never. But I definitely wouldn't do any of the others probably. I feel like I'm pretty good with regards to Harry Potter stuff. Like those videos are up there for people to watch if they want to. So yeah, probably not. Probably not. Henry Cadet, I hope I'm saying that right, 4450. Congrats, Mage. Here's to 30,000 more. Thank you. My question, why is the last video in your Valkyrie Elysium playlist hidden? Please, I need closure. Yeah, I didn't realize this was a thing. I did read that question ahead of time because, yeah, I had to look it up. And, yeah, it's completely blocked, that video, thanks to copyright stuff, I guess. And that's the reason why. Yeah, it's just maybe because of the ending cutscenes in that game. Square just blocked that video. I don't know why. Because I don't think that game's story is worth hiding, to be honest. It's not very good. But that is why. So sorry, that playlist is incomplete. To be honest, I might even delete that playlist because no one really watches it. It wasn't a great game, sadly. Big thank you to Square for sending me it though, but yeah, it wasn't the best. But hopefully that answers your question and gives you closure. I give you Dispeared 9975. Who is the best Final Fantasy doggo? My camera freaked out there. It's Red or Torgal. Angelo's pretty cool. But sadly, he's owned by Renoa. So, yeah, I mean, Torgal. Torgal's freaking great. Oh, I love Torgal. I'd probably say Torgal. But I'm currently replaying through 7, and I'm actually using Red. And, you know, I've always loved Red, but never really used him too much. So, I will give it to Red because he actually has, like, a character. Torgal is more of just an animal. Even though he's amazing. So we'll give it to Red. We'll give it to Red, but Torgal's really close. Pardon me. Badgerman 7511. Congrats, Mage. Very well deserved, and I'm sure that there are many more to come. Thank you very much. What's your favorite whiskey or other drink? I genuinely don't drink much these days. I do like a bit of Jack Daniels. I like... what was the one that Platty sent me? Green Label or something like that? That was really nice. That was really nice, actually. But drink-wise, I really like Vimto, you know, soft drink. Coke, coffee. Cloudy Lemonade is very nice. Cloudy Lemonade is... yeah... Or just a good old-fashioned ale or beer. I'm really not fussy when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, probably that. Thank you for the question. How many more have we got? Ace Torres, congratulations, Mage. Congratulations, thank you. Dean K179, will you come to my birthday party? Probably not, but thanks. Thanks for the invite. Happy birthday. How many more questions have we got? Because this really might be a part 3 job, because we're already over half an hour, which is crazy. We'll ask maybe a couple more. 50-foot Lincoln. Do you want like comments on old videos? I usually watch a series after it's done and often go back through the archives, and I'm not sure if you want comments on older videos. Oh, why wouldn't I? Absolutely. Comment on any video you want to comment on. Like, it helps. It helps. It really does. So many times I've uploaded a video that maybe didn't do very well at first, but for some reason it gets bumped in the algorithm by people checking it out and commenting on it, and it builds from there. It snowballs. So absolutely feel free if you want to comment on another. I mean, I read every comment. I read every comment. I may not respond to it. I may not even click like on it, but I read every comment. And I really appreciate every comment, even the shitty ones, because they do all help. They really do. Just don't go out of your way to be shitty. Yeah, no, please feel free. And I really love, that's the thing that I've got to remind myself as well, is that a lot of Let's Plays content is watched after the fact, binged in a playlist. That's how I tend to watch them. I very rarely follow series as they're released, because it's hard to keep up with them sometimes, and I understand that. And so when I look at a video that I've uploaded, and in the first few days it doesn't do very well, I need to remind myself that a lot of the views might come later anyway. So I really appreciate that people check out my older stuff. I really do. It's the backbone of this channel. Because, let's be honest, right? You look at my views, right? On say, a brand new episode of something. It'll get maybe 300, 400 views in the first couple of days. Like, money-wise, that's nothing. That's literal pennies, right? But the fact that I've got so many videos that people are constantly going back to, that's what keeps me afloat. So please do feel free to, comment or view older videos as much as you want. I really, it helps. It really freaking helps. Penguin Goggles. 30k is such an amazing milestone. Fully deserved, and every future sub is deserved too. Thank you. My question, if you had to build up a party of 4 from every Final Fantasy game for your own grand adventure, who would you pick? And no, it can't be 4 Renoas. I know how much you want that, though. Well, this would be a good question to end this part of the Q&A. So yeah, VV's got to be there. VV has to be there. This is so difficult, and I think I've answered this a few times on stream and things like that. It's got to be VV. I think Balthier as well from 12 has to be there. And I'm not really trying to build like a balanced party here. I'm just purely going off my gut. Some of my favorite characters. Yeah, VV, Balthier. Oh Christ. Oh God, this is so difficult. Celeste from 6. And so many to choose from. And oh gosh. Orin. Maybe Orin. Or Cloud. Or Tifa. Oh, dear, it's just so difficult. Yeah, VV, Balthier, Celeste, Orin. That is going to change constantly. I could put so many different characters in there, but that's what we're going to go with. Thank you for watching part 2 of my Q&A, everyone. I'll try and make sure the next part isn't quite so long in the making, but you'll get it when you get it. So many questions still to get through, but we should finish up next time, I'd say. So yeah, thank you very much again for all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this, even if you've just had it on in the background. And I will see you very soon. I've got a special announcement, actually, I'm going to do, hopefully, today as well. So please watch that. And because basically I'm doing a charity stream this weekend. So if you're watching this in the future, disregard this. But yes, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.